Hey everyone, it's Kayla with fitnessblender.com. Today's workout is going to be a lower body mobility routine using a foam roll or a yoga block. You can also substitute using a sturdy cardboard box if you don't have any of those props available to you at home. I did not include your warm-up or your cool-down, so be sure to check out our Fitness Blender library if your body needs one today. We will be doing some kneeling as well as floor-based exercises, so you might want to grab an exercise mat as well. Go ahead, grab what you need, set up your space, and we'll get started. Okay, everyone, I've grabbed a couple options for you to use as your workout props. Option number one would be your foam roll. You can also use one of the longer ones. However, I do not suggest using one of the ones that has spikes. Option two would be your foam yoga block, or option three would be your sturdy cardboard box that is roughly the same size of a yoga block. So I'm going to use my foam roll, and we'll get started with the actual workout. So like I said, I did not include a warm-up, so be sure to do a couple of exercises if your hips need opening up prior to this mobility routine. Our workout today is going to be using 45 seconds on, 20 seconds off to rest or transition. Like I said, it does flow really nicely. However, check out the description for a couple of workout specific details. I'm going to set the timer and get our 10-second timer started. Okay, take it down to the floor for our first exercise. We're going to be doing a really nice hip opener, okay? So take that left leg, extend it back, and bring it out to the side and lay it down. Now, gently do a prone press up to help deepen that hip stretch. Come down, reset your legs, and try it on the other side. So take that right leg, bring it out to the side, do a prone press up to deepen the mobility stretch on your hips, come back down and reset. Try and get maybe one or two more in, but remember to flow with your movements. Try not to be too stagnant. Otherwise, you might run out of time. Okay, here's our 20-second transition. I'm going to roll over on my back, grab my prop, and place it in between your thighs or your knees, and lie back in a bridge position. For this next exercise, you're going to squeeze your prop as you lift your hips up in the air. So essentially, you're doing a bridge with a thigh squeeze. The goal is to maintain tension on this prop while you're lifting and squeezing your glutes. Okay, you're going to want to stay in this position. Hold that prop, but bring your legs up so that you're almost in that tabletop position, okay? So still squeezing your prop, you're going to do an internal rotation on that right foot. So taking that right foot, squeezing the prop, but bringing your leg out to the side, your lower leg out to the side, and then pulling it back in, and then practicing on the other side. It's a very small movement, but it's really important that our hips are able to not only externally rotate, which is what we did in exercise 1, but also internally rotate. Great. Okay, set your prop aside. We won't necessarily need it for this next one. Roll over into a high plank position. You can also do a forearm plank if your wrists are a little grumpy today. And all you're going to be doing is alternating a hip extension or a leg lift. Engage your core, engage your upper back to help keep you steady through your shoulder. Try not to move your entire body and just isolate movement to this hip lift. Okay, now come down to your right side, grab your prop again, place the prop between your legs, and come down to a comfortable side position. We're going to be working the top leg, okay? All you're going to be doing is very similar to that tabletop internal rotation. You're going to do that same position on your side, okay? So all I'm doing is lifting the bottom half of my leg up towards the ceiling. Small isolated motion, but really making sure you're stabilizing your prop. Go ahead and switch sides. Remember, the top leg is the one that's going to be exercising. So for me, if I'm on my left side, it's going to be my right leg that's rotating. Here we go. This is called a reverse clamshell. So I'm doing a reverse clamshell on my right side. I can already notice that the control that I have on one side versus another is pretty different. And you might also notice that on your side of the screen as well. Okay, you're going to want to find a hands and knees position for our next exercise and reposition your prop. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge if you have a longer foam roll, but I can make mine work. You're going to get into a hands and knees, like I said. Tuck your toes and then bring yourself into a bear crawl hover, okay? Now this bear crawl hover is interesting because we are squeezing that prop between our thighs while also holding this position. If you feel like you've got this, then go ahead and do alternating hand lifts, okay? This is a pretty big challenge, so don't worry if you can't, or perhaps drop your knees and practice lifting your hands without that bear crawl hover. See what works really well for you. Okay, for this next exercise, go ahead and take your prop, put it to the side. You're going to want to find a wall, okay, or something sturdy to hold yourself against. I'm just going to show you as if my foam roll was my wall. Okay, so we're going to be doing some cars on the right leg. In this kneeling position, take this right foot, shift your weight so that you can bring it up and over into a half kneel and then reverse. Okay? Again, pick it up behind you, rotate it out, place it in front, and then reverse. A little bit of a weight shift has to occur for you to be able to lift that leg up, but that's okay. Now let's get ready to do those kneeling hip cars on the other side. I'm just going to turn around so that you can see what I'm doing. So same thing, except we're going to be doing the left leg. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lifting the left leg, bringing out and around, placing it in front, and then reversing the motion. Okay, go ahead and set your prop aside. For this next exercise, go ahead and find that wall again. This time, instead of facing the wall, you're going to be facing away from it and propping your right foot against the wall for standing clamshell. So hands on your hips, and you're going to want to place your foot about a 90-90 position, just like that, okay? So my foot is against the wall. I'm taking the knee and I'm opening it out to the side and bringing it back in. Opening out to the side and bringing it back in. It's definitely adding an element of balance. To make it harder, you could always add a TheraBand or an exercise resistance band against your thighs, or around your thighs, I should say. Okay, bring your foot down and let's get ready to do that on the other side. So again, placing the sole or the bottom of your foot against the wall, taking almost a 90-90 position at your hip, or I'm sorry, at your knee joint, and then opening that knee out to the side, like that. Again, challenging your balance with that single limb stance, really working both sides of the hip, one for stability and one for strengthening, and making it more challenging, of course, by adding an exercise resistance band around your thighs. For our last exercise, we'll also be using the wall and your prop. So we're going to be doing some split squats. However, the front leg is going to be holding the prop against the wall. The back leg is going to be heel propped up, just like a regular split squat stance. Okay? So holding the prop against the wall, coming down, and standing back up. So because you have that force on the outermost part of your front leg, it's requiring you to really stabilize against the wall to hold that prop in place. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch sides for our last rep. Again, placing that prop on the outermost side of the front leg. Back heel is up, small split squat. This isn't really a large, deep squat that we're accustomed to doing for strength training. It's really a much smaller movement, helping us to activate those deeper glute muscles as well as the stabilizing muscles to help push the prop against the wall. Okay, and that takes us to the end of our mobility routine. I know I'm a little bit biased, but this is one of my favorite lower body mobility routines that we have pushed out thus far. I do really feel like not only does it serve a mobility purpose, but it also is a really good and solid injury prevention routine. So go ahead and take any additional cool down stretches that your body might need at this time and pat yourself on the back for an awesome workout complete. Bye everyone. See you next time.